This is Joaquin from the routine team, and here are a few updates from the editor from this last week. First, we worked on improving a little bit the tooltip on the plus handle. Now you can see it says click to add below and option click to add above with a little bit of a better design, both in light and dark mode. So I'm going to make myself a block here to write. Another thing that we added that we did the previous week was command clicking on the block handle on this one will add the block to the selection. So if we command click on a block and then we click on another one, we can select several different blocks and we can delete them, for example, and I can undo that. So very useful operation here. It came from when we were doing the shift clicking for selecting a series of blocks. Then very quickly you run into wanting to select separate blocks. So very useful as well. More things, improvements to the Markdown shortcuts. We've been focusing a lot on reliability as well. And these had a few issues. For example, if you were writing some text code and then I want to start writing some code, I use the backtick and then I say let hello. And then if I was writing something with underscores, so like a variable, then with this underscore, it would make all of these italics, right? But now if you're in the middle of writing some code, then it won't do anything, so that you can actually write whatever you want to do and finish your code block. And it didn't apply the underline or italics or whatever you were doing in here. So it doesn't consider the symbols there, so which is very useful. Another thing is that once you finish writing a code block, you are actually outside of the code. So if you press space, you can continue writing, which wasn't the case before. You were kind of like stuck inside the code block and it was hard to get out of it. So now, as soon as you are in the end of the code block, you can get out of it with space very easily. And more things, we did this one. Then once you have a piece of code that has a code mark, when inside you try to do something like I don't know, imagine I'm doing like bold, then it doesn't do anything. Before it would actually apply the Markdown rule and make it bold in here, and now it doesn't work as it should, right? Code blocks shouldn't have the symbols instead of the other thing. And more things. We also fixed the bold, italic, underline, and strike through the Markdown shortcuts in certain cases. Like for example, in here, imagine I leave those stars here. Before, if you were here, there's a couple of cases. You can see here, there's like underscores. So if I added another underscore here, because I wanted to write something underlined, then it would make everything here between the two underscores underlined, which is not what you want, because this underscore is inside the code block and it shouldn't count. And now it doesn't count. So now you can do a hello and actually make something underlined, which is great. And same things for the stars. Like if you have stars or any of the other symbols, and here you want to make something bold, before it would make all of these bold. Right now, this one doesn't count. So from here you can do bold, and you get the bold formatting without interference. So that's great. And a few other improvements to these ones where, for example, when you had an underscore here and then you were doing something and then you wanted to underline the end, like if I write an underscore next to this one, I want this one to be underlined, not from here, right? And now that works properly. This underscore is left alone and the last part is the one that's underlined. In the previous version, all of this stuff would get underlined, which is not the desired behavior. So that has been fixed as well. This works for all of these different types of Markdown shortcuts. And a couple other things that were bugged me for a while is that when we had these shortcuts that change the type of the block, for example, making a heading, if you make one of those and then you say, oh, I didn't actually want a heading, and you pressed backspace, before it would swallow this space here, and weird things would start to happen if you pressed space and some more text. Right now, it's just undo's fine, and you can continue, and now this is a text block with a hash at the beginning. Same thing for tasks. If I delete it, then I can keep the brackets there for whatever reason. Maybe I wanted to do something with them. Same thing for quotes or the vertical bars. Like I can keep the actual character. Maybe I wanted to do something with it, or the quote. We can remove it with backspace, and it removes fine, and then you can keep doing whatever. And all of those before would get weird. Once you delete it and it returned back, it would swallow the space, and then weird things would happen, and all of that. Now it's a lot more reliable, and it works as expected. And yeah, those are the changes for this week. And next week, we're going to continue with reliability and improving some of the workflows regarding inline links this year. So, yeah, see you next week. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.